Hello everyone, my name is Siti Nurshahida Nazli. I am from Faculty of Health Sciences, University Technology Mara, Pulau Pinang branch. My study is entitled Knowledge, Attitudes and Practices Among University Students Towards Haze Pollution in Malaysia. For introduction, haze is a phenomenon which happens due to the suspension of fine particulate matters in the air that leads to damaged visibility. It was indicated that particulate matters are emitted from industrial propulsion, increasing numbers of vehicles, and household gas consumption. Haze is a transboundary pollution that affects the economy, environment, as well as human health. Among health effects from exposure to haze include asthma and bronchitis. With a political solution to the haze crisis remaining elusive, there is an urgent need to study human perception and behavior in response to the phenomenon. Education level had shown to affect environmental and health-related knowledge and practices. Thus, this study will aims to identify the awareness among university students regarding haze pollution. This research is a cross-sectional survey which included a total of 285 respondents who were recruited from a university located in Pinang, Malaysia. So of the total respondents, 44.2% were in semester 5, 27.4% were in semester 3, and 28.4% in semester 1. So the study considered both genders, with 51.1% of the respondents were male, while 84.9% were female. So this is the discussion on the result. The table shows the response from the respondents on knowledge regarding haze pollution. The results indicate high knowledge on haze pollution among respondents, with 96.8% answered correctly on the cause of haze, effect of haze, and agriculture and activities and daily activities. So, however, the question on responsibilities towards improving air quality had recorded correct response at 70.9%, which indicate moderate knowledge level. This table shows the level of attitude of respondents about haze pollution. About 93.9% of respondents disagree that haze do not represent risk for health, although they were annoyed by haze, which shows high attitude from the respondents. All the respondents reported that they were afraid of their health and their loved one because of haze pollution, and that improving the environment is responsibility of each people. About 97.9% of the respondents stated that seeing the haze made they feel sad because it showed how badly they treated the earth. The respondents did not agree that nothing can be done by the government to improve haze situation. So, majority of the respondents disagreed that wearing masks during haze situations did not give any benefits and even cause discomfort to them. There were 99.6% of respondents agreed that they should wear face masks when going outside during haze situations. Finally, about 93.3% of respondents disagreed that the exposure about health issues should be taught to students only. So this table shows the results on practices regarding haze pollution among the respondents. It was indicated that the respondents responded keep wearing masks when going outside with 47.4% always, 38.6% sometimes, 12.3% rarely, and 1.8% never respectively. The type of face mask used by the respondents during haze was cotton face mask, gauze mask, and N95 face mask. From the results, 45.6% of the respondents sometimes took the initiative to learn about the air pollution index, whereas about 42.8% of respondents check on their air quality readings before going outside. So most of the respondents will never continue to open the windows during haze. So during haze, most of the respondents reported that they took some practices such as reduced or cancel outdoor activities and cut down travel activities or holiday trips. It is widely believed that knowledge and awareness on haze phenomenon is essential for an individual to follow and adapt to the good practices during haze situation. The aim of this study was to identify the level of knowledge, attitude and practices on haze pollution among university students. In the study, it can be said that there was high level of knowledge and attitude on haze pollution among the respondents. So majority of the respondents aware that haze had immediate effects on human beings and cause interruption to agriculture and other industries and affect human daily life activities. The knowledge could be due to the experience towards haze pollution in Malaysia in 2018 and 2019 from transboundary haze pollution from Indonesia. So this is supported by D. Petro et al. 2015, which in their study that exposure towards pollution cause a higher knowledge to the person. The respondents had also aware on their roles in improving the air quality. So this result is consistent with the previous study by Zhao et al. 2019, where 80% of residents were willing to play their role for improving the air quality by reducing the haze pollution through their own efforts. The attitude of the towards haze is an important determinant that encourages the practices to be taken by the individual during haze situation, as attitude is a precursor in a person's practice. So the results of the study have shown that the attitudes towards haze pollution was high among the university students. The result is contrary with the Petro et al. 2015, which found that about 63.9% of the respondents agreed that haze did not represent a risk for health, even though they felt annoyed. However, the attitude towards consideration on the health of the loved one as well as the earth condition were about positive and in line with the Petro et al. 2015. It was found that most of the respondents of the study disagreed that exposure on health issues from haze pollution should be taught to students only. This showed that the respondents had a greater attitude towards the importance of knowledge on health effects from haze pollution among different groups of people. Qian 2016 suggested that there was a lack of knowledge in elderly people towards the health impacts of haze as a lack of exposure to the given group. So therefore, it is important that information on haze pollution to be taught to all age groups so that they are all aware on the impacts of haze, especially towards the health. Thus, precautions can further be taken. All the respondents also indicate a very high attitude on self-responsibility to improve the environment. Besides that, the respondents showed that their belief that the government plays a part to improve the situation. So this is because the government had a primary responsible to tackle issues of haze as per Qian 2016. It can be said that the respondents as university students had a high attitude level on haze pollution, which is also supported by REGPER 2018 that students had great attitude and perception on haze pollution. So 2019, however, found in their studies that students in Changchun, China had a very low attitude level on haze situation. Therefore, this is a need on further study to be conducted towards a higher number of university students in Malaysia, as the results could not be used to conclude the attitude levels among these students. An individual tends to actively engage with the practices against haze pollution when they have greater knowledge and attitudes on the phenomenon. The results of this study had found that university students, although had high knowledge and attitude level, they however had moderate level of practices. Some of the respondents still having their activities outdoor and went for travel and holiday during haze. Some of them have also continued to open the window during haze when it is known that the haze brings pollutants that can affect the health. The results were supported by Qian 2016 where some of the respondents still having outdoor activities, go for travel and open the window during the haze. Only few of the respondents learn and check on air quality before they went outside, which indicate less of effort from them to identify the haze situation. Furthermore, less than 50% of the respondents ensure to wear masks when going outside, which indicates low practice among them to protect themselves from the haze. The results of the study had about the same finding with Chien 2016, which shows that university students should be encouraged to have better practice during haze by proper education channel. So that is all for my presentation. Thank you very much.